Hello everyone, very good afternoon. Hope you're all doing fine. I would like to extend a warm welcome and thank everyone for spending your time with us today. And we, the ADManager Plus team, hope to make sure that this session is going to be valuable and you will gain something out of it. I hope my voice is audible and the screen is well and clear. If not, kindly let us know through the chat. Let me introduce myself. My name is Annapurna and I'm a product architect at ADManager Plus and I'm your presenter for the day. So this webinar is exclusively to discuss about the new features available with the recent releases in ADManager Plus. So basically the topic is catching up with what's new in ADManager Plus. And the agenda for today is this. So first we will be discussing about what ADManager Plus is. I hope you know about it, but let me give you an overview before starting with what's new in ADManager Plus. So why to use ADManager Plus and the important features that would save your time if you use ADManager Plus. And after that, we'll be discussing the new features in the recent releases. So once it is done, and I'll be giving you a link where you can find the resources to the webinars and seminars that happened previously. And finally, we will have a Q&A session wherein you can put in your questions. And if you have any questions, any queries during the course of the session, kindly ping me through the chat window. I'll reply to you as soon as possible or at the end of the session. So having said that, let me tell you what ADManager Plus is first of all. So it's a simple, easy to use Windows Active Directory management and reporting solution that helps Active Directory administrators and help desk technicians with your day-to-day activities. So if you want to create a user account, if you want to reset password, if you want to unlock the user accounts, or if you want to get any report, so you can use it with just few clicks. And it will help you to handle Active Directory tasks when it comes to complex tasks like bulk management or doing a monotonous or repetitive task. And also you have on the move ADManager Plus mobile apps with which you can perform your Active Directory management task. And also it gives you a secure, simple and swift delegation for performing your Active Directory task. So why to use Active Directory instead of the native tools? So when you have to create the user account or when you want to generate a report or if you want to manage your mailboxes or your Skype servers, Skype for businesses or link servers or manage Office 365. So you may have to use a unique console for which you want to perform the operations. But with ADManager Plus, everything is present in a single console. Let me give you a quick overview of the product. Let me first of all log into my product. If you have ADManager Plus installed, kindly log in. So when you log in, you will be welcomed with a product dashboard wherein you can see basic reports, system reports, active users reports, computers, groups and all that for the domains that you have configured. And apart from that, the first important feature is how do I generate reports without any script and as well perform any account management. So you can see few tabs present in ADManager Plus application. When I say to generate a report without any PowerShell script, you have to browse to the AD Reports tab wherein you can find 150 plus reports with which you can get detailed information about the objects present in your domain. Now let's say for example I need to find inactive users in my organization. So there you go, with user reports you have a report inactive users. Click inactive users and choose your desired time period and hit generate. If you want to customize to your requirement, exclude never log on users or exclude disabled users, then you can get the information based on your perspective. And if you want to perform any operations, let's say finding the inactive users, and now I would like to disable that particular user account. Select them and choose the option disable and hit OK. So you can get the report without having to write any script and perform the management operation. And now let's say I want to create user accounts in bulk. And you just have to need to prepare a CSV file and a template with which you can create the user accounts again and again. So to perform any operations, any management operations, move to AD Management tab, wherein you can find all the required options to perform to manage your AD objects. Create user accounts in bulk, choose user management, and then choose create bulk users. And in here you can choose your domain, import your CSV file, and the next step is to choose your container. Okay, so for which I got an error. The logon name is not supposed to contain more than 20 letters. I'm going to edit it. Choose your container, and then the next step is to hit the button create users. So this is going to be the same number of steps even if you create n number of user accounts, say 10, 20 or 100 user accounts. So this is going to be the same number of steps with which you can create multiple user accounts. And now you can delegate certain tasks to your technician. Now let's say for example, I'm going to delete only reset password option to my IT technician and also provide a restriction that this particular user account is going to change password, reset password for only for one location. You have something called AD delegation tab, and now here you can click add new technician, choose your domain, and the next step is to choose your user account, let's say admin, and the next step is to choose a role. So by default, ADManager Plus provides you with several roles. Now like I said, I'm going to provide reset password role to my account, and if you want to impose a restriction on organizational level, click this plus icon, and in here I'm going to choose my particular organizational unit, a particular location. So this will list all the organizational unit and the containers present in your domain, and in here you can browse and choose your organizational unit and then hit OK and hit save. And now this particular technician can log in and perform the reset operation only for this particular organizational unit. And also you can automatically assign and track the workflow tickets. So if you do not wish your technician to directly execute, perform any operation in ADManager Plus, you can browse to the workflow tab. You can create a requester. Okay, let me add a new requester. Let's say ABC123. And I'm going to make this particular user account create a request for user creation. I have this role, user creation, and hit save. Now when this particular user account logins, he can create a request for user creation. He cannot create the user account directly in your Active Directory. Okay, let's see how to create a user request. So in Workflow tab, choose Create Request, choose Single User Creation, write the subject, User Creation for say John, type in the first name, and if any other necessary details, enter the details and hit Create Request. And now this user account did not create the user account, but instead he created a request for user creation. And now you as an administrator can go to Workflow tab and then choose All Request, choose the particular request and execute it. If you want to view it, you can view it. So how do I track the operations? You have something called assigning rules and notification rules. When you go to assign rule, you can define a new rule. So let me show you how to do that. Choose this link, add new rule, name your rule, and you can decide whenever the action is create users, I'm going to assign it to a particular technician. Say help desk and hit OK. So this is how you can automatically assign tickets to your technician, and once it is assigned, you need to be notified. So click notification rules, and in here you can configure your settings. Whenever the request is created, you can decide whom you should notify, but before that you need to make sure that you have configured your mail server settings. Let me click OK. Provide your details over here and hit save. Enter the from address and administrator's email and hit save. Now let me go back to workflow tab, notification rules. So whenever a request is created, you can decide who will be notified and the message. So this is how you can automatically assign and track the workflow tickets. And most importantly, you can automatically configure certain critical tasks for which you have something called automation. And then here you can create new automation. Let's say I'm going to design it for a cleanup activity or for user creation. Let's say it's going to be user provisioning. Choose the task as user automation. Choose your policy, create user account, choose your template and provide the location of your CSV file, and in here you can choose the time at which it will be executed. So daily 9 a.m. in the morning. So once you hit save, this automation will be saved and it will execute every day 9 o'clock. It will fetch the values from this particular location and create the user accounts for you. You don't have to create it every day. This automation will take care of that. So these are the core features that is available in ADManager Plus. And now coming to the main topic for today, what is new with ADManager Plus? So I have categorized the sections into three. One, I'm going to tell you the new features available in our reporting section and the new features available in the management sections and certain new features that would enable you to delegate and get notifications. Okay, let's go by it one by one. So reporting enhancement. Like I said, when you want to generate any report based on your perspective, you can always go to ADManager Plus application and then choose Active Directory reports, and then here you can find 200 plus reports where you can get the detailed information based on your perspective, based on your requirement. Now what is new with AD reports, with Active Directory reports? So with Office 365 reports, we have several new reports. Let me go to Office 365 reports, and in here you can find, apart from the basic reports provided in your Office 365 Admin Center, now you can get the user account who have never logged on and the users who have litigation hold enabled for their mailboxes, active sync enabled users, shared mailboxes, and you can even get the group members. So the members of a particular Office 365 group. Okay, let me click never logged on users. So the first thing you need to do is to configure an Office 365 account. So I have Office 365 account configured here. Let me show you how to configure Office 365 account in ADManager Plus. So if it is going to be any configuration in ADManager Plus, go to Admin tab, and in here choose Office 365, and in here you can configure your active Office 365 account. Let me click this link, add Office 365 account, provide the username and password, and then choose your domain to which you want to link it with and hit save. So once you hit save, that particular account will be listed here. Now let me go back to Active Directory reports, choose Office 365 reports, and now I'm going to find the users who have never logged in. You can choose your account here if you have multiple accounts configured, and then hit generate. So this will fetch the user accounts for you from Office 365 who have never logged on. So if you have any user account who have never logged on, those reports will be displayed here, and you can even export such reports. And if you want it to be scheduled, you can schedule it as well. So I don't have any user accounts who have never logged in, and hence I don't get a report over here. And now let me go ahead and generate litigation hold enabled mailboxes. So if you have any user accounts whose whose mailboxes is enabled, then it will be generated here. So once this report is generated, you can export it. And similarly, you can get active sync enabled reports. Let me go to Office 365 reports, and you can get the report over here, active sync enabled or shared mailboxes or any reports regarding Office 365. And there's a new report with computers. So from now on, you can get enabled computers present in your domain. Just move to computer reports, and here you can choose enable the reports. So this is a new report over here, and hit generate, choose your domain, and then hit generate. So once this report is generated, you can export it with the format you want in CSV, PDF, XLS, HTML, or even CSV DE. And if you want to schedule this report, just click this link, schedule report, and in here you can create a new schedule, browse to your section, and then choose your report. Let's say enabled computers, and choose the duration. I want to get it every week, Monday at 10 a.m. and then enter the mail ID to which this is to be sent and hit save. So every week Monday at 10 a.m. enabled computer reports will run, and this result will be mailed to the mail ID you specify here. And in similar way, now you can get recently created, modified, and deleted contact. Go to AD reports, choose contact reports, and now you can get recently created contacts, modified contacts, and deleted contacts. Let me click recently created contacts, and in here you can choose the day you want. If you want to get the contacts that were created before a particular date or after a particular date, or for this month, this week, last 7 days or 30 days, or you can even specify last n days, and you can even specify a range or on a particular date, so you can customize it the way you want. So you can get the recently created or the contact accounts that is modified or the contact accounts that is deleted with the desired time period you specify here. Okay, let me generate the user accounts, the contact accounts that were created in last 7 days. Just hit generate report, choose your selected time period, and then hit generate so that you can get the contacts that were created recently. Okay. Now moving to the next topic. So what's new with management in ADManager Plus? So we have several new features, new enhancement with Office 365 management, and from now on you can manage your Office 365 mailboxes. You can provide mailbox delegation, disable or delete remote mailboxes, or enable disable email forwarding. Okay, let me go to ADManager Plus and then choose AD Management tab. Like I said, if you want to perform any management operation, be it creation, modification, deletion, you can find it under AD Management tab. And in here, I'm going to choose Office 365 Management, and you can find the option to manage your mailboxes in Office 365. Let me choose Mailbox Delegation. So I have several mailboxes over here, and I'm going to configure certain properties for these mailboxes. So you can choose Send on Behalf. I'm going to grant this permission to a particular user account or for a particular group. So it's trying to fetch any groups if available, or you can even choose a particular user and hit OK. And if you want to provide full access permission, or if you want to provide send as permission, you can choose the respective option over here and then click this plus icon, which will fetch all the groups, or if it is going to be users present in your Office 365 account, Office 365 domain, and then you can choose the respective account from here and hit OK. So once you are done choosing the mailbox delegation option, choose the account for which you want to perform this delegation and then hit apply. Or if you want to import a CSV file, you can do that as well. If you want to find a sample CSV, so you can just click this link to have a look at a sample CSV. So you need to either have the object ID. So open up your notepad. So provide either object ID or the user principal name, the LDAP header, and then provide your user accounts one after the other. Say test at test.onmicrosoft.com, test1 at test.onmicrosoft.com. Save this file with .csv extension. Let's say o365.csv and hit save. So save this file with .csv extension and then you can import it here. Okay. And if you want to disable or delete your remote mailboxes, go to AD Management tab, choose Office 365 Management, then choose disable or delete remote mailboxes. And in here you can choose your account and then hit apply. If you want to configure any settings, you can change it here, whether to disable or to remove the remote mailbox and then hit apply. So when you hit apply, this process will take place and you will get the result over here. If it is successful, then you will get the success message, or if it encounters any error, then you will get that particular message over here. So from here, from my local machine, I could not contact this particular Exchange server and hence I encountered this error and I could not remove my mailbox. Okay. And similarly, you can enable or disable the email forwarding option. Go to AD Management tab, choose Office 365 Management, and then choose Enable Forwarding. Go click Configure option, and then you can configure the forwarding address. Okay, and from now on, you can perform single OU modification. So previously there were option to create your organizational unit and perform any bulk management, but from now on you can manage single organizational unit with the help of the template. Click AD Management tab and then choose OU Management. So now you can find here you can modify a single organizational unit with the help of a template. So what is a template? Now let me show you what. I'm going to click OU modification template, and now I'm going to create a new template. So with this template, you can specify any common property that you want to set for your organizational unit. Now let's say, for example, I'm going to set manager for all of my organizational unit, the same person, or I'm going to set the country attribute for all of my organizational unit or for a particular organizational unit. Let's say I'm going to choose a random country account, and you can name it over here and then hit save template. Or if you want to set a particular custom attribute, then you can configure it and then you can specify it over here. Let me hit save template. And if you want to run any script, so whenever I modify a particular organizational unit, I need to run a particular script. So you can just select this option and then specify the location where you have saved your script. Let me go to AD Management tab and then choose OU Management and then choose Modify Single OU. And in here, I'm going to choose my organizational unit, and then you can choose your template, or you can directly go ahead and edit your organizational unit. Okay, this will fetch value from your domain directly. And now when you choose your template, you can see that this particular attribute is automatically updated. And if you want to have a preview of what is the changes that is going to take place in Active Directory, click the preview button, and then here you can see country attribute is going to change from no value to Grenada. Click the back button, and if you want to update this, and then hit update OU. So if it is successfully updated, you can get the message over here, successfully updated. Use of templates in bulk contact creation. Okay, let me go to Management tab and then choose Contact Management. So like I said, you can create template for your contact. So I'm going to create a contact for my sales department. Let me choose Contact Creation Template and then choose Create New Template. Let me name it as Template for Sales Department. I'm going to set the department as sales. So I'm going to move to organization and I'm going to choose my department as sales. I'm going to set my manager, let's say admin, and hit OK. And if you want to set any exchange related attributes, you can do that. Click mail enable contact and then you can choose your group and you can perform the operation. For now, I'm going to leave it no mail. And if you want to set member of value, you can choose it over here. And now I'm going to hit save. Let me create a CSV file wherein I'm going to specify the name, let's say test contact, and save it. Okay, let me look at the location where it is saved. So it is saved, let me save it in my desktop. Choose contact management and then click create bulk contact. And now I'm going to import my CSV file. So mine is Office 365 and hit OK. So you can see that the name is test contact. So what is the use of a template over here? Let me choose my template for sales department. And now you can see here the values department and manager is automatically populated. I don't have to provide these values in my template. I can just go ahead and I don't have to provide these values in my CSV file. I can just go ahead and choose my template. The only thing I want to provide is the name for each of my contact account. So if you want multiple accounts to be included, Just enter the value one after the other. Save the CSV file and then import it. Okay. Now, with mobile app, with iOS mobile app, you can even perform user creation. I'm going to show you some screenshot with which you can create the user account using iOS mobile app. So the first thing, when you install a mobile app, so you can find it over here, move to Home tab and then choose iPhone app. So from iTunes, you can install iPhone app for your iPhone. And the first thing it asks for you to save the server settings. Enter the server name, the port, and then you need to provide your login credential. Once you log in, you can see this basic things that you can get with the mobile app. And with iOS app, now you can create the user account as well. So when you choose this create account, so this will give you a layout similar to the one that you use using your web application. So you can choose your template with this option here, and if you want to change your domain, you can choose it over here, and then you can browse to the tab, enter the name. If you want to enter the account related properties, you can enter your options here, and once you're finally done with entering the values, just click this tick mark with which you can create the user account. So now user creation is possible with the mobile app. You don't have to sit before your laptop and you can just create the user account with the help of a mobile app. Okay. Now we have seen about what's new with management. Now let me go to delegation and notifications. So what's new with the delegation and notification? So like I said, you can delegate tasks to your technician. And if you want your technician to perform only reset password and not create the user account, then you can go ahead and choose your user account, choose the role and create a technician. Now, I want to delegate a task to my group. Rather than choosing the user account one by one, I want to delegate the task to my group. Let me show you how. Let me go to my application, browse to AD Delegation tab. Let me show you how you can create a role first of all. Now, like I said, I'm going to set reset password for permission for my user account. I'm not going to let them do any work. Okay? Choose help desk role on the left side of the screen, and then here you can even pick the option that is available here. So reset password is by default provided in ADManager Plus. You can click this option if you want to edit it, or you can create a new role. I'm going to show you what is present with reset password. Let me click this link. I'm not going to go in detail about this creating this particular role because these topics are already covered with our workshops and webinars. Like I said, I'll be sharing the link with you at the end of the session with which you can go ahead and explore ADManager Plus with the help of our webinars and workshop videos. Okay, so with reset password, I have set the permission to reset the password, not create user account, not modify the user account, not modify any of the exchange or terminal services or any profile attributes, but just reset password with the option to change user must change password at next logon, or user can't change the password, or password never expires. And with administration, I've just provided the home tab. Let me save this role, and now I'm going to go to help this technician. I'm going to hit add new, and now I'm going to choose my domain and then choose select AD users or group. Let me click this plus icon. I'm going to choose my group. My group is IT admins. I'm going to choose my group, hit OK. I'm going to choose the role, reset password, hit OK and hit save. Okay, so now you can have a view. So this is my group and these are my direct users. So this is my group and this is my direct users. If you want to change the view, you can click the list view. And you can see here, this is a group and this is a user account. And if you want to get a detailed view, you can even view the permission inheritance, the login name, and hit save. Now I provide the permission to reset password for this particular group. Let me get the list of user accounts present in my group. I'm going to go to AD reports, choose user reports, and then choose users in groups. Choose your domain. I'm going to choose my group, which is IT admin. Choose your group and then hit generate. So this will fetch the user accounts present in this particular group. So this is the group that I have created and I know that this user account, John Smith, is present in this group. Let me sign out and log in with this John Smith account and see how my console looks. So this is going to be a domain authentication. So I need to choose the domain with which this user account is associated with and then hit login. Okay, there seems to be an invalid login. Let me reset the password for my account. Okay, so I'm going to reset the password for my John Smith account. So the next step is you don't have to configure the value for John Smith under AD delegation. Rather than you can just add the group with which the user accounts are associated with. Okay, let me sign out and try once again. And then hit login. Okay, so now we can see here this John Smith was not associated, is not associated as a technician in ADManager Plus. I did not provide him any permission explicitly, but I have provided permission to the group IT admins to which this user account is a part of. And now we can see here other tabs are restricted for this particular user account for this technician, and he can now go ahead and reset password. So you can perform only reset password operation for the user account, and he is restricted from accessing any other tabs or performing any other operations. So in a similar way, if some other user who belongs to IT admin groups logs in, then he can perform this operation. So this will let you choose the group, and you can just choose the group rather than just going and choosing the user accounts one by one. Okay, so this is how you can delegate. Let me log in with my admin account. So this is how you can delegate task to your group. So you can perform group-based help desk delegation. And now how can I strengthen the security with two-factor authentication? So now I logged in with my Active Directory credential. So I entered my login name and I entered my password. I chose my domain and then I log in. And now how do I enable two-factor authentication? Go to AD Delegation tab and then click this More link and then choose two-factor authentication. Now I'm going to enable two-factor authentication, and there are three ways with which you can enable this two-factor authentication. One is using Duo Security and the other is using Google Authenticator and with a one-time password through your email. I'm going to choose Google Authenticator now. Let me hit save, and also I'm going to provide one-time password via email. So I'll receive an email, your ADManager Plus one-time password as a subject, and with the message, your one-time password OTP for logging into ADManager Plus is, and this macro will be replaced with the one-time password. Let me hit save. Okay, now let me sign out and log in. So now you can choose which one you want to. If you choose Google Authenticator, choose Next. As a first time, you will be asked to scan your barcode, which you would be familiar with. So you can scan your barcode, and now you can enter the code. And if you want to trust this browser, which will be there for 180 days, and hit verify code. Okay, this seems to be an invalid verification code. Let me provide my code and hit verify code. And now it's done. So this barcode scanning will be asked once, and next time when you sign out and log in, it will be defaultly set to Google Authenticator. And now you will receive the code using your Google Authenticator. You can type the one-time code and then hit verify code. And now if you want to change the settings over here, choose my account and then choose manage my two-factor authentication settings, and in here you can choose edit option and you can now change the preferred method. Now change it to one-time password and then hit next. So you will receive the code using your email. So for the first time, you need to provide your email ID, and from the next time onwards, you will not be prompted to ask for your email ID. Okay, so you need to configure your mail settings properly in order to perform this, and you can get the one-time password, the code, using your mail ID. Okay, and if you want to manage your trusted user account or manage your trusted browsers, you can do that as well. And if you want to remove this two-factor authentication for a particular user account, go to AD delegation, choose more, choose two-factor authentication, and then choose manage authenticated users. You can simply remove that particular user or remove all of them. So this is how you can enable two-factor authentication in ADManager Plus. And now coming to the notification part. So whenever I perform a management notification or I want to get the product update or license expiry notification, how do I get it? Move to Admin tab and then choose Server Settings. And in here you can see the option Product Notification. So you can get the license expiry notification. So if the license is about to expire in 15 days, so you will get this notification via your email. And if there is any new release with ADManager Plus, you can get that update notification through your email. You just have to configure your administrator's mail ID over here so that the mail will be sent to this particular email ID. And how do I configure the notification for any management operations I do? So I was showing you a demo of how you can create a single user account or reset password or change anything in your Office 365 management, but how can I be notified when any of this operation is performed? In Admin tab, you can find an option, Notification Profile, and in here by default, ADManager Plus provides you two profiles. Now let's say I want to be notified whenever the password is reset. So you need to create a new profile. Click this button, Create New Profile. I'm going to name it, let's say, Reset Password Profile. And now you can choose the criteria. I'm going to choose the action. which is going to be reset password, and hit OK. Or if you want to choose the domain, you can even click this plus icon, and for this particular domain or for a particular technician, you can choose it. And the next step, so one, you have given the criteria. So whenever a password reset option is done in ADManager Plus, I want to be notified, or who has to be notified, or what messages to be notified. So you have specified the criteria here. The next part is to set who should be notified and what message should be notified. Click this edit icon, and by default there are several templates provided, and I'm going to browse to this, and in here you can find, now let's say for example I'm going to reset password. I want my user account to get a notification as a SMS to his mobile. So I have this template, so you can configure. If you want to edit it, choose this edit icon, and in here you can choose the phone number. So when you provide it with user mobile number, this particular message would be sent to the user's mobile number, and you can customize the message over here. So as you can see here, your new account password is percentage password. So this percentage password will be replaced with the password that is set for this particular user account. I'm going to hit back, and I'm going to choose this template, and if you want, I'm going to hit OK. And if you want to send email for the admin, let me choose this general notification, and in here you can see the message would be sent to the admin. So this will be replaced with the email ID that you provide in server settings, and you can configure the message over here. So this is a general template. So whenever any operation is done, so that operation is replaced here, and you can get the information who did it and at what time, and a complete summary in an attachment format. Let me edit this template. So with attachment, if you specify this, you can get a complete the complete details of the action on whom the user account is performed as attachment in your email. Okay, let me choose this particular template and hit OK and hit save. Okay, so now let's say for example, I'm going to perform the user creation operation. In this case, I want a welcome message to be sent to my user account, welcome email to be sent to my user account, and a notification to be sent to my admin account. Let me view the configuration for this particular profile. So I have specified the action as create single user and create bulk users. So as you can see it over here, and let me go ahead and view the templates. So user creation, admin notification. So whenever a particular user account is created, a mail will be sent to your admin with this subject, and you can edit it if you want, and an attachment would be sent with the information of the user accounts created, with the detailed information of the user account created. And now if you want to change it to any particular custom email ID, you can provide the email ID over here, or if you want it to be sent to a particular technician or to the technician who has created it, or to the particular user account, or to the user's manager. So you can configure such things in the template. Let me hit back. Let me browse to the other tabs. And in here, with this template, I have configured whenever a user account is created, a mail will be sent to the user's mail ID, and a SMS would be sent to the user's mobile number with a welcome message. So his credential would be shared through SMS or through email to this particular user account. Okay, so this is how you can configure notification for any management operation you perform. So for any management operation you perform, you can configure it using notification profile. Okay, now how do I empower ServiceNow Help Desk for AD management? So ADManager Plus is available in your ServiceNow store. So if you are using ServiceNow, you can go ahead to store.servicenow.com and then get ADManager Plus for your account. And now this is my test account. I've logged in as system administrator, and in my dashboard I can view my ADManager Plus. Okay, I'm going to my search for my ADManager Plus app. So when you get it in your service store, it is by default available for your system administrator. And using this, the first step you need to use is to set up ADManager Plus for your service now. So when you click Enable ADManager Plus menu, it will be displayed here, and enable ADManager Plus Service Catalog. And the next step is to provide the server name in which ADManager Plus is running. So just like you have configured in your mobile app, you're going to configure here, enter the server name, enter the port name, the protocol settings, and the mid server. If your ADManager Plus instance is not running in a cloud, if it is running in your local network, then you need to use mid server. Choose your mid server and provide your login credentials and hit submit. So save your ADManager Plus setup first, and once you're done, you can go ahead and click create user, or if you want to disable a particular user account or provide reset password, or if you want to perform a group management, then you can do all that. So group management is under process, so it will be expected in the upcoming releases, but right now we can perform create user, delete user, enable disable user account, reset password for the user account, and enable unlock user account. So this is by default provided to your system administrator. And now if you are an end user, how does this console will look like? Okay, let me impersonate as my end user. So I have an end user setup over here, and I'm going to, so the first thing you need to provide is to provide ADManager Plus for your end users. So let me set up ADManager Plus in my service catalog. I'm going to add it over here, and now I'm going to impersonate as my end user. And in my service catalog, I can choose Active Directory Management, and I'm going to create a request for enable user. I'm going to type in the name. Let me search for user account. Choose your user account and hit submit. Now this request will be submitted to your IT team. And now you as an IT administrator for ADManager Plus, let me choose my system administrator account. And you can go ahead and view it in your incidents. And you can go ahead and view all the tickets, and you can see my ticket over here. Enable the user in your Active Directory. Choose your account, and in here you can edit the information if necessary, and right click over here and then perform the operation. Enable, disable, delete, reset password, unlock, or create the user account. So apart from system administrator, how do I delegate this permission? ADManager Plus delegation permission for my user account. Okay, let me edit my user account. I'm going to choose users. Let me pick my user account, Benjamin. And for him, you need to delegate the role. Hit edit. I'm going to choose my application ADManager Plus. I'm going to choose my application ADManager Plus. And for him, you can choose the role from the list over here. So ADManager Admin is the role that you need to provide for your technician. So I'm going to hit it for my Benjamin account. So I have added this role. I updated it. And now let me impersonate as my Benjamin account. And in here, let me go ahead and choose ADManager Plus. And you can perform the operation right from here. Create the user account straight away, disable the user account, or enable the user account. So this is how you can make use of ServiceNow to perform your important ADManager Plus task. So we have come to the end of the session. So if you want to have a look at the resources, so the past workshops and webinars, you can always go ahead and view in this link, adsolutions.manageengine.com. So I'll be sharing this link with you in the chat window so that you can go ahead and view list of webinars and workshops that happened previously and any of the information. So if you want to participate in any of the upcoming webinars and workshops, so you can go ahead and register for it. So kindly look at the chat window for the URL. So you can go ahead and view the workshops, webinars, and seminars. So you'll be having the video of the past workshops and webinars, and you can have a link to go ahead and reserve your seat for the upcoming workshops and webinars. So if you have any queries, kindly ping us at support@admanagerplus.com. So after the end of this session, if you have any queries, kindly ping me through the chat window. So before finishing this, let me quickly give you an overview of what's new with ADManager Plus. So with reporting, now you can get Office 365 enhanced reports, get users who have never logged on, active sync enabled, shared mailboxes, enabled computers, and recently created, modified, or deleted contact reports. With management, now we have several enhancements in Exchange Online where you can delegate or change mailbox delegation, disable or delete remote mailboxes, enable or disable email forwarding in Office 365 environment. And you can now modify your organizational unit, make use of template in your contact creation and user creation in iOS app. And with product, you can now delegate tasks for your groups rather than delegating it one by one for your user account, or you can even provide two-factor authentication for login, and you can get the notification for any management or action or any product update or license notification, and you can even use ServiceNow for performing ADManager Plus management activities. So if you have any queries, if you want any personalized demo, you can kindly mail us to support@admanagerplus.com, and we are here 24/5 to help you with your queries regarding AD Manager Plus. So thank you so much for participating in today's session. So thank you so much and have a great day.